My name is Gordon Macaulay. I'm President and CEO of a company called Alon Therapeutics and a Director of Biotech Canada. Biotech Canada is the national industry association representing more than 250 companies, research institutions, and universities who together are growing the Canadian bioeconomy. Our membership includes the full spectrum of biotechnology innovation in Canada. From companies bringing life-saving medicines and vaccines to patients, to companies turning oil seeds into jet fuel, or as we saw last year, turning soybeans into hockey pucks. Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue à l'inauguration du Canada Café. La mission de Biotech Canada consiste à créer un cadre permettant au secteur de la biotechnologie de prospérer au pays et dans le monde. Welcome to all our provincial Accord members who span the country, as well as our Canada Café partners. What an outstanding partnership Canada has built to promote its success to the world. Je vous souhaite la bienvenue ici, dans un des plus grands pavillons de Bio International Convention. Cette année encore, le Canada a l'une des plus importantes délégations, ce qui confirme notre attitude caractéristique d'ouverture sur le monde. Simply stated, Canadian biotech rocks. As an industry, we're at the core of economic growth for a vast array of health, manufacturing, environmental, and agricultural technologies and processes, bringing new solutions from farm gates to hospital beds to manufacturing platform floors in all regions of the country. Over the next few days, I hope that you have a chance to get to know the passionate and innovative leaders who define our industry. Together, we will work and continue to build a bioeconomy for Canadians in Canada. The outstanding commitment from federal, provincial, and municipal leaders who every year make this opening a milestone for the Canadian biotech industry is truly outstanding. On behalf of Canada's biotech industry, I'd like to welcome the Canadian delegation and all of our government representatives to Bio 2012. Our first speaker today has the responsibility of being Canada's envoy to Boston. He is well known to us at home as a former Premier of Prince Edward Island and is now leading the Canadian presence here in Boston. As Consul General of Canada to New England, Patrick Binns helped strengthen the trade and investment of Canadian innovation in the states of Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Please join me in welcoming Consul General Patrick Binns.
Premiers, deputy premiers, ministers, mayor, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the size of this gathering indicates that Canada really has a significant presence on the world stage when it comes to biotechnology and bioscience. And I'm just delighted to be able to see so many people here in New England, which is obviously the focus of our consulate's agenda. I want to point out that Canada has a big presence not only in consulates and our embassy in Washington across the United States, but around the world. And so our trade commissioners working for the Government of Canada are there to work for you as you expand your operations from Canada, not just in the United States, but around the world. And of course, we work with all of the provinces. My Quebec companion Jean-Stéphane Bernard is here. We work together hand in glove to make things work for Canada. We have a bio powerhouse, I think, in Canada is probably the best way to put it. This particular venue has brought 800 delegates from Canada together to promote their business to the world. It's an $87 billion industry for Canada. And there are reasons that will continue to grow Government of Canada is continuing to invest. It's bringing down the corporate tax rate this year to 15%. You put the federal and provincial corporate tax rate together, yes, and it's going to beat anything local and most of the world. We graduate about 45,000 engineering, mathematics, and science students every year. So we're in a great position to add value, add knowledge, add youthful entrepreneurial spirit to your ideas. So I just want to say it's great to see so many here. Remember, the Consulate is here to work for you, with your governments, with your companies. And our phone, we're at the end of the phone, so be in touch. All the best.
This year I'm pleased to welcome a strong delegation of provincial leaders from across Canada. I now have the pleasure of welcoming back to BIO the current Premier of Prince Edward Island. I have to say, if you'll forgive me, that some 20 odd years ago I had the privilege of working indirectly with Premier Giz's father. And I must say that this Premier Giz, his father incidentally was also named Premier Giz. I must say that this Premier Giz has all of his father's integrity, commitment, and passion for PEI and for Canada. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming back to BIO Premier Giz.
This is truly a pleasure to be back at BIO again. This is my third BIO convention in the last 5 years, and each year it seems to get bigger and stronger, and the Canadian delegation is getting stronger year by year. From my perspective and from Prince Edward Island's perspective, we believe that biotech is the future. We look at what we have in Prince Edward Island, and our two largest industries are still agriculture and the fisheries and aquaculture. And we believe that the bio can tie into those two industries extremely well. Whether or not we're talking about animal health, human health, looking at improving our food sources in Canada and in Prince Edward Island and around the world, we believe that biotech is where the future is going to take us. In Prince Edward Island, we're very fortunate. We've got a National Research Council, we've got a veterinary school. It allows us to have great collaboration with our other maritime provinces in terms of building on new technologies. 30 years ago, there was really no biotech in Prince Edward Island. Today, we've got approximately 30 different companies, from startups to well-established firms, employing over 1,000 people, and we believe that by working with organizations like Biotech Canada, by coming to these conventions, that Prince Edward Island and Canada, for that matter, is poised to be a leader in biotech. It's going to take investments by governments, by corporations, but if we want to be competitive on a world stage, we need to be aggressive in biotech. So I want to wish everyone all the best for this year's 2012 conference. Thank you very much.
Joining us from New Brunswick today is the Honourable David Alward. This is Premier Alward's first visit to BIO, and we're delighted to have you here joining the Canadian delegation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Premier Alward.
Bonsoir à tous et à toutes. C'est un privilège pour moi d'être ici avec notre équipe à BIO à Boston en 2012. I am very proud to say this year at BIO in Boston, New Brunswick has our largest delegation ever. And we have an incredible group of leaders within life sciences, leaders within our enterprise system, our businesses, leaders within as well our academia. And in New Brunswick, over the last number of months, we have been working at a new vision for economic development. And we are focused on 6 key sectors. And I'm very pleased to say that biosciences will be forming one of those strong foundations as we go forward. New Brunswick, for any of you who don't know, we're one of the best kept secrets. The reality is we've been named the most competitive place in North America to do business. We have world-class leading academic institutions like University of New Brunswick, like University of Moncton, like Mount Allison University. And today I see Professor Jack Smith here, who is coming out of Mount Allison University, has an incredible company called Rismed Biopharma. And just 2 weeks ago, they received their approval for both US and Canada trials for new cancer treatment drugs for ovarian cancer, for prostate cancer, breast cancer. There are exciting things going on in health sciences. There are exciting things going on in our natural-based industries, such as the fisheries, where we see things on the horizon which will have a tremendous impact on aquaculture, as an example. We're bullish on wanting to do business in New Brunswick. It's great to be here with you today. We certainly will continue to build on this sector in our province. I look forward to working with the people in New Brunswick across the country so that we can certainly ensure that Canada does play the major role that we have an opportunity as we go forward. So congratulations to the Canadian delegation. Pat, tremendous work from your team here in Boston to ensure that the work has gone on so well. So all the best to everybody. Thank you.
Thomas Lukaszuk was recently elected to his 4th term as an MLA in Alberta, where he has served in various roles, including Minister of Education. Last month, he was sworn in as Deputy Premier, and we are delighted to have him here today. Please join me in welcoming Deputy Premier Lukaszuk.
Premiers, fellow ministers, and other colleagues, pleasure and honor to be over here, and in particular to our Canadian Consulate. Thank you for organizing this event for all of us. It's an honor to be here on behalf of the province of Alberta, but frankly on behalf of all of our fellow colleagues from across Canada, to let you know that we in Alberta and frankly in the rest of Canada are open for business. And your industry is one of the key industries that we want to see grow in our provinces and throughout our country. From Alberta perspective, having oil and petroleum industry as our leading industry and agriculture not far behind, we are a fabulous place for growing knowledge-based economy and definitely your industry in our province. So I extend a welcome to those of you who have not familiarized yourself with the province of Alberta, to consider the province of Alberta, to look at the research and development that already is taking place in the province of Alberta, to look at our post-secondary institutions and other research institutions that are second to none, never mind anywhere in Canada, but anywhere in the world. And I know that we can do business together. But at the end of the day, your industry is not only about doing business, it is about improving the quality of life. Not only for Albertans, not only for Canadians, but for the rest of the world. And that is something that we pride ourselves in as well. And we want to work with you on that. So thank you for taking the time. Thank you for stopping by. And I'm looking forward to meeting as many of you as I possibly can to answer some questions that you may have about the province of Alberta and doing business in Canada. So thank you very much.